Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cinema Savvy, and welcome back to another film review from the London Film Festival 2023. My name is Tate. How are we all doing this evening? I'm here to talk to you today about the final film of today, which is Eileen, a film starring Anne Hathaway and Thomasin McKenzie, directed by William Oldroyd. It is a drama mystery film. A drama mystery film. And we're going to have a little chat about it. But first, before we go into things, I must pull up our social medias because this is where you find all of our stuff from the festival. So we've got a Twitter link going, we've got Instagram updates going. You'll be able to watch our Letterboxd update and stuff like that as the festival goes on. So please go and follow us on social media using the link tree in the description. And also go and pick up some merch from Redbubble to help support the channel, especially as we are in festival season and we are doing loads and loads of reviews for everyone's entertainment. It'd be nice for you to go and pick up some merch or something like that. So let's go straight into the bare bones of it. I've been just raving about all the films in the festival so far, how good they are, how fantastic they are, and how it's been the best festival I've been to so far. I'm only 3 days in. I've got Flower Moon in the morning. So I feel like it's going to be getting better and better and better. This is the first film I didn't like. So this is Eileen. I haven't seen any of William Oldroyd's other pictures, but I have seen films starring Anne Hathaway. I've seen fantastic films, Oscar-winning films starring Anne Hathaway. I've seen Thomasin McKenzie as a fantastic actress in other films as well, pulling off brilliant acting roles and honestly becoming one of the most solid people to go to in the business for various different things. This film, I don't know. I didn't know much going into this. There's not much out there about this film. There's no trailer out there. There's barely a poster out for this film. I'm not even sure if they've got distribution rights yet for this film as the time of recording this. But I wasn't sure what to expect going into this film. It does release December 1st, so it is going to be coming out soon wherever it's being distributed. It just put down as drama mystery thriller. So the plot synopsis is a woman's friendship with a new co-worker at the prison facility where she works takes a sinister turn. I thought, oh God, what can, a work relationship with a co-worker provide a sinister return? And this film wants so hard to be a mystery box of a film, and in the end, it drops its one mystery that it has, this one twist, which does turn the film on its head, but there's no substance behind the rest of it. It spends about an hour building up the character and relationship. It's quite a short film. It's an hour 40. It spends about an hour building up the relationship between the two characters, and it does a fantastic job of it. And it kind of takes I want to say Carol route. It feels very much like Carol in the first kind of 2/3 of the film. Then you get the twist, you get the final act, and suddenly it becomes a completely different beast. And I can't even describe it without actually ruining the twist. So all I can say is lovely, fun, very, very fun kind of romance film with very bland characters and a storyline that I've seen before, everyone's seen before, and I wasn't on board with it. And then the twist happened, and I was on board for about 10 minutes, and then it kind of dropped off again. It was like, oh, okay. That's a cool twist, and then it's kind of, peters out and stuff like that. To use a term of a phrase, this film was mid. It was boring in some parts. It didn't flow very well. It had okay acting. I do have to kind of question, and of course, Anne Hathaway can obviously do an American accent. We've heard her do it in loads of films before. But Thomasin McKenzie is a New Zealander, if I'm not mistaken. She's done British accents before, but her American Bostonian New England accent, I don't think I could pin it, even for a film that's set in like the 60s. Another film set in the 60s at the festival. But I don't think it was strong. I could hear kind of parts of the English accent that she had from Last Night in Soho coming through, a little bit of New Zealand twang coming through at some points. It didn't stick. And the film basically runs off the idea that this big twist is going to happen. and then doesn't really know what to do when it gets there. It doesn't really build up to it either. It's a proper, just kind of like, oh, by the way, kind of moment that changes the trajectory of the film. And I don't really know how I settle with it, if that makes sense. It kind of, happens, and it's ugh. The cinematography is quite nice. It's got like a kind of rustic glow to it. You definitely feel like it's set in that time period. You get a very cold feeling because it's set in winter in New Hampshire over Christmas time and stuff like that. And the relationship that's built up between these two characters, between the characters of Eileen and between the character of, I want to pull up her name here, she is a doctor, Dr. Rebecca, is fantastic. It's well done. It's just the characters are boring. The relationship itself is nice. You can see that connection. You can see these two actresses got on. You can see that there is definitely a bond there. But the characters themselves, I mean, Rebecca's quite exciting, and I guess they play off the fact that, Eileen's character is meant to be quite a boring kind of character, and you've got a very fun role played by Shea Wiggum as well as Eileen's dad, and that works out well. But yeah, I wasn't a fan of this film, and realistically, we've during the festival so far, for people who want to know a bit of inside information, film critics like to clap at things. You hear of standing ovations at various different film festivals and stuff like that, and people clap at various different films. Claps in all the films so far, a very muted clap at Eileen, from what I saw. I got a bigger clap from The Mission, and there was like 10 people in that screening, and this was a full screening for Eileen. There was queues out the door for Eileen. So very, very interesting, because it definitely shows kind of how people feel about the film. I don't know how it's going to be received. I have no idea. Maybe people will like the twist and kind of get on with the characters and like the time period, like the prison setting, and everything that goes on in the film. I just didn't get on board with it. I couldn't get on board with it. It's it does show character growth throughout the film, but I like the actresses in the film. I like the actors in the film. I quite like the setting. I just thought the film was quite boring, and even the twist couldn't save it. So this is the first one where I'm kind of saying, maybe don't see this one. This one might be one to miss. Maybe people will like it. Maybe it'll have a cult following in years to come. It has that vibe that it might get a cult following because it's a period drama set in like the 60s and stuff like that. It's got drama, mystery, and definitely thriller elements thrown into it. So maybe people will enjoy it, but I personally just didn't. Which you get that at film festivals. You get that with any film. People don't have to like every single film that comes their way. And this one was not one that I enjoyed too much. But anyway, hopefully more things to come, more good things to come. Tomorrow we've got Killers of the Flower Moon as the big film of the festival. We've got more films coming over the weekend as well. Loads and loads of different reviews that are going to be coming out. So please keep your eye on our socials, because this is where all of the information is. We've got a Twitter thread going with all of the films that we are watching at the festival. I'm also updating the Instagram daily to show the different films that are going on as well. So please go and follow us in our link tree on our socials down there to be able to keep up with all those things. And also go into the Redbubble link in the description to pick up some merch and help out the channel, because we are doing all of these reviews at this present moment in time. Anyway, interesting review for Eileen. Very unusual talking about a film that I didn't really particularly get on board with. It's not a bad film. I just preferred other films at the festival, and I just couldn't get on board with it. I found it quite boring, and the twist was good, but it didn't settle with me. So there we go. Anyway, thank you ever so much for watching this review of Eileen. I will see you on the next one.